Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and master the trend-alive scalping strategy. We're going to break down exactly how to execute high-probability scalps, looking at the daily routines and the specific setups you need to lock this down. Let's get straight to it.
Question for you. Are you losing money by blindly trading every single 1-minute signal that flashes across your screen? It's super common, right? You see a quick dip, so you buy. You see a pump, you immediately sell. But honestly, if you're doing that, you're just taking random shots in the dark. Today, we're unpacking how to shift that approach completely. We'll see how using the bigger picture actually gives you the edge, upgrading you from a random sniper into a deadly, trend-following sniper. The core philosophy here is pretty simple. You are fishing downstream, not upstream. Now, as a scalper, sure, you don't really care where gold is going to be in an hour, but that 1-hour trend, that's the current of your river. It dictates your direction, so you never ever fight the momentum. You literally just cast your line downstream. To pull this off, the source material maps out a really strict chronological routine. We've got pre-market prep at 10 a.m. SAST, the notoriously volatile news flash window around 2:30 p.m., and finally prime-time execution starting at 3 p.m. Let's walk through exactly how this builds out your day. Section 1. Pre-market from 10 to 1400 SAST. Setting the foundation. So this is where we lay the groundwork for the day. Notice the flow here. First up, you physically pull up those 1-hour and 4-hour charts. What you're looking for is a healthy trend. Clear higher highs and higher lows. Next, grab your drawing tools and mark out those big picture hourly support and resistance zones. We're talking previous swing highs or maybe the 50-period moving average. Basically, you're mapping out the battlefield well before the actual action starts. And here is the absolute golden rule we uncovered. You must set a strict daily bias based entirely on that 1-hour trend. If the hourly is pointing up, you explicitly declare, "Today I am only taking buy scalps." Actually, a fun fact here, ignoring perfectly good 1-minute sell signals simply because they fight the hourly trend is exactly where 90% of amateur traders go wrong. You just don't swim upstream. Section 2. The news flash at 14:30 SAST. Surviving the chaos. Now, what's genuinely brilliant about this strategy is how it protects you when sudden volatility just explodes. Picture this. The clock strikes 2:30 p.m. The NFP data drops. Bam! Gold spikes down 30 pips in literally 5 seconds. Most retail traders, total panic mode. They're getting stopped out or wildly trying to short the bottom. But you are completely calm. Why? Because you already checked that hourly chart and your trend filter is still pointing solidly up. You know something the panicking crowd completely missed. You immediately recognize that scary, sudden drop for what it really is. It's just a shakeout. It's nothing more than a false break below your marked hourly support, purposely designed to shake out the weak hands before the broader trend resumes. So you just sit tight. You wait about 10 seconds for the spread to normalize, and what do you see? A massive bullish rejection candle on the 1-minute chart, closing right back above your hourly support line. Section 3. Prime time, running from 1500 to 1800 SAST. Execution and riding the wave. All right, so having survived the news, the fake-outs are completely done and the big institutions have tipped their hand, now you're ready to pull the trigger with the wind at your back. Here is your exact execution checklist. You are glued to that 1-minute chart, waiting incredibly patiently for a pullback down to that hourly support line. You're watching specifically for a rejection, maybe a strong bullish engulfing candle or a long wick pin bar bouncing perfectly off the line. The exact second you see it, you enter long. Now here is where the strict discipline of Trend Alive comes in. Your target? Just 8 to 10 pips. That is literally it. You enter your trade, grab your profit, and immediately get out. It might feel like a tiny target, but listen, getting greedy is exactly how scalpers get absolutely burned holding the bag. You strike with pure precision, and you exit.
But it doesn't end there. Once you bank that win, you check the context again. If that hourly trend is still perfectly intact, you wait 20 minutes. Price pulls back to that exact same hourly support, you spot another 1-minute rejection, and boom, you enter long again. You are literally riding a wave. You catch the swell, step off safely with your cash, and just jump right back on the next one.
Section 4. The corrected mindset. My mistake versus your reality. Let's talk about how this routine completely overhauls your trading psychology, taking you from frustrated to calculated. On the one hand, we've got the classic rookie mistake, trading every single tiny blip on the 1-minute chart. It is so exhausting. But on the other hand, that's your new reality. You're using the 1-hour chart as an unbreakable filter, only taking 1-minute signals that match the 1-hour trend. Even if your timing's a little off, that larger trend acts like a giant magnet, constantly pulling your trades back into profit.
Here's another massive mistake: hitting a winning trade, exiting, and then just completely walking away from the chart. But the pro reality we see in this strategy is totally different. After you exit and bank those pips, you systematically check if that hourly trend is still alive. If it's still making those higher highs, you reset and immediately start looking for your next entry in that exact same direction.
To quickly summarize this whole transformation we've been unpacking, you are officially done being a random sniper, taking blind, hopeful shots at every little micro movement. By simply adopting the hourly trend as your strict filter, you transform into a deadly, trend-following sniper. And hey, if the trend is flat or choppy, you just sit it out. No trade is still a brilliant trade.
So I want to leave you with this one provocative thought. Are you actually reading the weather forecast before you step outside to catch the waves? Remember, checking that 1-hour trend before hunting for 1-minute entries? It's not optional. It literally is your weather forecast. It's the one thing that gives you the probability to succeed. Making this single change is the absolute key to staying consistently profitable day after day.